Okay, so now we're going to get started with the lesson proper. Today, we are going to introduce you a checklist on how do we evaluate your expository writing. Some of you might have been exposed already. Your teacher might have introduced you to expository. Some of you maybe not yet, okay? But definitely by Sec 2, they will definitely introduce that to you, okay? So what exactly is expository writing? Expository writing explores a subject and will consider its many aspects. It's quite different from the personal recount which you've written in secondary 1. Personal recount is basically a recall or recollection of what has happened, an incident that has happened in your life. So that's personal recount. But expository, you must have the maturity to explore the different aspects of it. Okay, basically expository, there are two types. One is factual expository. The other one is what we call personal expository. Now, do take note, personal expository is different from personal recount, okay? Personal expository requires a personal response, right? Personal response. Basically, it's like, do you think or do you feel that social media destroys relationship? Okay, so that is a personal expository. It requires your own personal responses, but then again, you cannot be too emotional about it. You have to be emotive, but definitely not exaggerating. Okay, then of course, factual expository will require a factual response. Yeah. Okay, so this part here that we are covering actually falls under the composition part. Okay, we are going to introduce a checklist so that you know how teachers actually evaluate your expository writing. It's important to know how teachers evaluate, yeah, because your teachers will be giving you the marks. So you must know how, from the teacher's perspective, how the teacher marks your essay. Okay, and the next part, like I said just now, it's a typical section which you will see in every 88 tuition English lessons, because we are going to cover current affairs. And usually when we cover current affairs, there will be questions like your PAC, which applies to the different texts, not just visual text, okay, but also, okay, sometimes in your non-narrative text as well. You want to know the purpose, audience, and context. Okay, so that's current affairs for you. That's what we're going to do in a nutshell. But before that, I think just a quick one, since there are many new students today. So there are a few house rules that you should be following. Like, for example, turn on your video, mute your microphone. If you have a question to ask, you can just type it in the chat and I'll take a look at it and respond to you once I've seen your question. If something is really urgent and you have a burning question to ask, then just click on the raise hand icon before you speak, and definitely I'll give you the permission to speak. Okay, because if everybody were to speak at the same time, then it's going to be very disruptive. Yeah. The next point, if you need to be excused, of course, I understand sometimes you need to answer nature's call. So I'm a reasonable person. I will not stop you from going to the toilet. Okay. So all you need to do is just, out of respect, maybe just drop me a text in the chat so I know, oh, this person has went to the toilet. Yeah. And of course, return ASAP. In a 1.5 hour lesson, I don't think you need to go toilet so often. Okay. At most twice, right? Unless you're having a diarrhea. Otherwise, it should not be that often, yeah? So all in all, basically, it's really just to be respectful, not just to your teachers, but also to your peers in this room. Got it? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. So when we evaluate your expository, yeah, do take note that for continuous writing, okay, it's 30 marks. 15 marks goes to language, 15 marks goes to content. Okay. And then we have tone and register here. Actually, tone and register falls under content. Okay, so 15 marks. So what does your teacher look at in terms of content? You might be wondering. So do note that content is actually 15 marks out of 30. Okay, later on I'll share with you the O-level rubrics. Okay, so we'll take a look at these parts first, yeah? Content. Introduction. Okay, introductory paragraph. A lot of students will ask, how do I start an introductory paragraph? Okay, so the thing is, there are many ways. You can start with a rhetorical question, you can set the situation, you can define a certain term that is in your topic, right? You can start with definition, you can start with quotes, many ways. But those are what we call hooks. Okay, we want to have hooks to hook your readers in, to attract them to read your essay. So that's hook. But after your hook, it is necessary to have a thesis statement. So why thesis statement? Because you want to be very clear. You want to give your reader a clear direction of what you are going to talk about in your entire essay. So that is thesis statement. Okay. Now, when it comes to planning, overall, it must give the reader a sense of organization. You must be very well organized. Your thesis statement is supported by 3 topic sentences. So you remember your intro, then your body 1, body 2, body 3. Very clearly, then after that, followed by conclusion. So very clearly and very organized. Intro will have your thesis statement. Okay, so for example, you want to use a hook, then thesis statement. So same thing, the topic on social media. So you can say, maybe you want to brainstorm first. What are some ideas? Does social media destroy relationship? Maybe point number 1, no, it does not, because it brings people closer together. If my friends and families were to live overseas, it's easier for us to get in touch. Okay. So that is one point. The second point can be that it is really, there is a plethora of information on social media, and it's a means to actually find like-minded people and build new relationships. So it does not destroy relationships, but in turn build new relationships. So that's point number 2. Okay. Then maybe point number 3, you can talk about businesses as well, because when businesses advertise on social media, they will then have a better customer relationship. Okay, so instead of destroying relationship, actually social media helps build relationship. So how do you write a thesis statement? Okay, you can say that the social media, okay, brings people from all around the world closer, right? Helps businesses helps businesses build relationship or have a stronger customer relationship. And the last point, which I mentioned just now, was, and also build new relationships at the same time, right? As we find like-minded people. So that will be your thesis statement. And then your body 1 has to be, okay, all 3 body paragraphs must have topic sentences. Okay, so the body 1's topic sentence can be that with the advancement of technology, companies are able to advertise their products on social media platforms, right? Which in turn help them to build customer relationship. Then your elaboration and explanation will come. So that's the topic sentence. So you know that when your readers read, they know very clearly that, oh, after this, this paragraph is going to talk about how businesses actually benefit from social media and how they help build good customer relationship. You get what I mean? So you must have topic sentences for each body paragraph. So you show that you have done some planning. Okay? We'll come to conclusion later. Yeah, we'll talk about the paragraphs first. So within the body paragraph, it must have various methods of elaboration. What do I mean by various methods? Do you always use personal anecdotes? That means your personal story. You know what's personal anecdotes, right? Personal anecdotes are like your personal stories. Do you always use personal anecdotes? You can use, I would say maybe at most just one paragraph, one body paragraph. Because if you keep using personal anecdotes, then it's not that convincing after all. Okay, you can share your some of your own personal experience. Like for example, the topic on social media. I can say that, oh, because my mom is a Malaysian, so I have a lot of relatives in Malaysia. Therefore, it's quite difficult to find time for us to take a plane back to Malaysia. Therefore, through social media platforms like Facebook, right, we are able to chat online. Yes, Harish, you have a question.
So like when I was writing the composition, the same problem happened again. They didn't put the box. It was just a straight line like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was no box.
Do you email me? I actually shared with you my email, right? Did I?
Yeah, I didn't email you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe next time around you can just email me. Yeah, if not, then maybe it's a technical error there. Thanks for highlighting, Harash. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, personal anecdotes, we can use it for, like, for example, just now that the example I've given, like my mom is a Malaysian, so therefore when we go to if you were to go fly to Malaysia all the time, I mean it's not very cost effective, and sometimes we're just busy, we don't have that much time to travel. So therefore it's a very good platform. So that's my personal anecdote, it's my personal story. So I can use that to explain one of the points. But if you were to use personal anecdotes to explain all the points, then it's not so convincing anymore. So what are some of other ways you can use for elaboration for body paragraphs? You can actually use a general observation. Okay, so general observation, like what do you usually observe? What's the current trend now? Okay, of course, it'll be good if you can use facts or statistics to elaborate, right? But then again, facts and statistics means you have to be very well read. Okay, then you can also, some other methods you can use would be like, for example, definitions. What's the definition of social media? Right, definitions. You can use, of course, illustrations and examples. Okay, so those are that. And then in each paragraph, your supporting ideas must be well developed. And after all, well developed. And after all, they should be focused on the topic sentence of each paragraph. You should not stray too far from the topic sentence. Okay, then the content must be refreshing. The writer interpreted the things as intangibles. And then you should also order the three things according to their importance. So you have three body paragraphs, right? 1, 2, 3. So you can start from the most important, then the middle one, and then the least important. And then finally, the conclusion should reiterate the thesis statement. So this is what they mark you for content. Okay, I'm now going to share with you the O-levels marking scheme. Okay, and what do they see and what do they look out for when they are marking your writing? Yeah. Okay, give me some time. Let me just get it out. Wait. Okay. Oops, sorry. I think this one is the new syllabus 2023 this year.